I made a vlog last week with a response to the why do women focus on their looks question. It was a question that my aunt posed because I want things to vlog about. So she put that question on Facebook, and I made a vlog. And sadly, she's having some kind of computer issue. She can't watch videos, so she wants me to write it. So I said I'm going to write it. She said, "Don't use your day off to write it." And my response was like, let me use the company's name. The only way I'm going to get out of my job right now is my writing. So I'm going to focus on my writing so I can... It's about honing the craft, I guess. That's what I kind of said to her. I write because that's honing the craft. The dream of getting out of the call center, to get out of the cubicle. I need to make more money to get out of the cubicle. I need to be able to support myself some other way because I don't like that job. I just don't like it. But I'm good at it. I'm getting really good at it, actually. And but I want to get out, and my dream to get out has always been writing. I mean, it's been for years, but it's my dream to be writing, and I branched out and I thought I want to do publishing. I want to publish other people's works, and that entails reading, and reading, editing, all the stuff that goes into publishing somebody else's works, and I'm working on that too. But it all comes back to writing, and I mean, there are other sources of income because I own multiple sources of income. Like I've talked a lot recently about the Herbalife opportunity. It's a business opportunity. It will work if you work it, if you utilize the system. I've seen people make some fat money, and they get out of their day job. That is their job now, and that very well could be mine. But that's a relatively new dream. The dream that I've had for years has been to write. And I don't, when I'm thinking about writing, just writing, the writing aspect. As a writer, I don't know that you can make a full-time income off of just writing. Not right away. Eventually, when you're established as a writer, you Stephen King it. Stephen King he makes a lot of money every time his pen hits the paper. I mean, because he's known. It's a name. I don't have a name for myself. Eventually I will, but I don't. I think what will actually set me apart is not necessarily just the writing skill, not the ability to put the pen to paper, make words. It's the ability to communicate. You've got to take the concepts. I'll be a panel. I'll be on a panel someday. I know they're going to call me because when you write a book, you're an expert. Instant expert. I've read that many times in books I've read about self-published writers and about non-fiction writers. You write about a subject, you become an expert. People ask you for advice. They ask your opinion. And I think that applies. I've just recently thought, I realized it applies to fiction writers too. Because you've been watching a show, I'm sure, where there's a panel of experts. There's a psychiatrist, a doctor, a teacher, a comedian. What do they all have in common? Same subject matter. So I can see myself on a panel. I'm not a scientific expert by any means, but what I'm working on is science fiction. And the theories of, the theories of genetics, the theories of time travel, which are really big in science fiction. I'm not a theoretical physicist or anything, but I think I could be on a panel with one. And after I publish a book that's science fiction based, I'll be an expert. I mean, people will look at me and say, "What do you think about this subject?" And I think part of your stream of income as a writer is promotion. Part of it is just you're promoting yourself at that point. I mean, I won't be walking around every day saying, buy my book, buy a book, buy a book. You're not just promoting the book. I mean, that's part of it, but you're also promoting yourself. Because the writer is an individual who knows a lot of stuff, knows information, can convey information, can communicate in words, both written and oral. So I've got to really work on my oral presentation, and that's what I'm doing. For years I've been working on my oral presentation also. I think that's part of why I'm in the call center. I've got to take what I learn on the phones, I've got to swallow it down. It's got to become part of me. So I'd take it with me. Yeah, that's what, years ago, when I was in college, one of my art professors, he said, let's see, how do you put it? It's every artist steals from other artists. Your technique, you steal things from other people, and so you've got to view art in order to make art, because you view different styles and you take it in. And that's the same with writing. You've got to write a lot. You've got to read a lot. If you read, even if I will never write, I'm sure, those sloppy romance novels, and I probably won't read them, actually. But I've had the advice, on videos I've watched about writing. When you get writer's block, read something like that. Just read. You've got to constantly be reading, because it's almost like fuel for the fire. Yeah. And I think in this new age we're in, it's reading. You've got to view, because you've got to be communication, like I talked about. So you've got to watch. I've got to watch a lot of videos. I've got to watch TV. I've got to listen to music. Keep your creative juices flowing, you've got to vary your inputs. That sounds really weird. Vary your inputs, but that's what I mean. I guess you've got to take things in different ways. You can't focus on one aspect, one media form. I couldn't just sit around and listen to music, because I'm not a musician. But that will help me, because a writer is a creative person. That'll help with creative juices by listening to music. That will help with my creative juices. Yeah. I don't even know what I started this vlog off about. But it is creative juices. Writing. That's something. Hey, I believe that everyone has a writer inside of them. Not everyone wants to be a writer, but everyone has a story, and most people can write the story. Most people should write the story, and there's a writer in there. Right? It's life, dude. It's life.